What's up, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I appreciate your support. Guys, over the weekend, a neo-Nazi group was protesting in Georgia at a Jewish synagogue, or in front of a Jewish synagogue. Now, this is nothing new. You know, you see random acts of protest, regardless if it's neo-Nazis or hate groups, various hate groups. But I want to play this video clip, talk about it a little bit, and I'm going to talk about something that a lot of people don't talk about, that I think about a lot. And when I say these things, I want you guys to comment and tell me if you agree or disagree, or if you noticed these things too, but never said nothing. Let's roll this clip.
Tonight, civic leaders are aghast over an anti-Semitic demonstration last night outside of a Cobb County synagogue. Now, this is social media video 11 Alive received today. Demonstrators in front of a synagogue with Nazi flags. They were waving Nazi flags. Since then, the reaction has been swift in denouncing this. Governor Kemp putting out a tweet through his official account saying there is absolutely no place for this hate and anti-Semitism in our state, and that he stands with Georgians everywhere in condemning it. U.S. Senator Jon Ossoff echoing those remarks by saying Georgia's Jewish community will never be intimidated by anti-Semitism. Tonight, the rabbi of the synagogue spoke with us about this.
I remind people, we have members here in the community that are relatives of survivors of Holocaust victims whose relatives were gassed in Auschwitz, were burned in the ovens. And, when you see imagery like that, it's going to stir some very, very deep emotions. It's very disturbing to think in America today in 2023, we're going to see those kind of images right in front of a synagogue. So definitely a lot of raw emotion.
Unbelievable.
All right, guys, that was the news article. As you can see, this occurred in Georgia. But I want to say something about, this thing as a whole. The whole hate group, we don't like them, they don't like us dynamic. I want to address that. But let me say this real fast. Did you notice what the Jewish rabbi said? He said, there's still people that are around that don't need to be reminded, that still can remember about people being put in ovens and things like that. They remember and have some type of pride in remembering those they lost through the Holocaust. I want you to notice the response. Those people stood out there for as long as they wanted to stand out there. It was a police presence. You notice nobody at all came out and challenged them, argued with them, or anything like that. You know why? They didn't have to. They didn't have to. People like this, when they put themselves on display, I think it's more of an attention thing than anything. And they always look stupid. They do. Let me say something to you guys real quick, state something. I'm going to see if you guys notice this. If you look at the prime requisite of people that are recruited in hate crimes, tell me if you notice these, 8 things I wrote up here. Usually poor folk, ignorant, intellectually challenged. Some of them have criminal past or behavior problems where they can't listen to authority. Insecure egos. They're social outcasts. They just don't fit in. They have problems fitting in with the simplest parts of society. They're incels, involuntarily celibate. A lot of them be fat dudes, can't get no women. They look at joining something like this to make them look more appealing with a bad boy type mentality to attract women. Easily impressionable. They get impressed. They're easily influenced, weak-minded. And the last one is they blame others for their own personal issues. It seemed like that's the blueprint for somebody to be recruited or to be in these groups. My thing is this with this whole situation, these people standing out here, and I want you guys to pay attention. Number one, if this was the late 30s and early 40s and all that stuff, when Hitler's reign and the transition and all that stuff with them cleansing Germany. A lot of these people would not have survived that. If we snapped our fingers right now and took it back to 1940 when Hitler was in power and made these people you see protesting appear, what you think would have happened? They would succumb to the violence. It was hell over there in the 40s, man. Go look at some of these documentaries. People couldn't have survived. They was killing all kind of people. That's the first thing. Second thing is this. They seem like, to me, a bunch of idiots and hypocrites. And the reason why I say that is this. They say one thing and just spout out a bunch of stupid stuff, but when you ask them why they don't like somebody or why they don't like a social class or a certain colored person or something, and you ask them individually, they cannot tell you. They can't. They'll say something stupid like, and just hear me on this. This is just phrase. This is not my opinion. Oh, the Jews love money. The Jews are greedy. The Mexicans are taking all our jobs. The blacks don't do nothing but sit on their lazy ass and do drugs all day. Like just stupid stuff. No matter what it is, it has nothing to do with your personal growth. It's like you just want to pick somebody to go at to make yourself feel better. Like social bullying to me. And it's idiotic. None of it makes valid claims of anything. That's number two. Number three. If these people don't even do their research, they just get recruited in this. And there's a lot of groups out here that do that. It's a lot of groups out here that do that. I know for a fact. I seen it when I was in jail. These people don't even know German, can't speak German or nothing, don't know about German history, but they throwing their goddamn hands up and Sikh howling and all this other stupid stuff and don't know nothing about the ecology or anything of Germany. But they having a big affinity with attaching themselves to this. A lot of them ain't of German descent. Think about that. A lot of them not even German. Be up there throwing their hands up and all that stupid stuff. It makes no sense. This is the second part of that. And you hear me on this. Really listen. Most of these people you see that be in these hate groups be dark haired. You know what I'm saying? They don't even fit Hitler's plan for the master race. Blonde hair, blue eyed. None of them fit it. They was exterminating people that didn't look like them or stopping them where they couldn't breed because he was trying to perfect blonde hair and blue eyed people. These people that got wiped out or shipped off. That's the stupidest part of this whole thing nobody pays attention to. Hitler wouldn't have accepted you. The Nazis wouldn't have accepted you. They would have persecuted you like they did everybody else. What if you went over there and they said you was a Jewish person? What would you do? See, I'm not a Jew. I'm from somewhere else. That's close enough. You look like a Jew. Go and think. It's the stupidest thing, man. Like I said, the Jewish response, they didn't have to respond. The thing is this, they have internalized and used what happened to them to where they have become a force to where when you say something about them, stuff happens to you. A lot of other groups out here need to start paying attention to that. Another point before I get out of here. I got 2 more points and I'm going to get out of here. I ain't going to hold you. Like I said, they come from poor areas. Anytime you used to watch Oprah, Morton Downey Jr., or anything, they had these Klan people on there. It looked like something out of a comedy skit. These people look like trailer trash and a bunch of oddballs. Thick Southern accents and all this other stuff. And they hate this and people be booing them. They sound like, yo, this is just a shit show. I'm like, why would they even come on here and be persecuted that? I want to tell you another thing. This is one of those things where once you're in this, you condemned when you find out the truth and try to get out. And not by them, by society. All these people running around with these double lightning bolts, these swastikas, and the death angel and all this other stuff on them. Then they get out. You got these tattoos on you. You condemned. Oh man, I used to think like that, but I don't know more. I turned my life around. Maybe you did, but you'll always be suspect, condemned by something that you believed in that didn't even really exist. And on the lines of that, I'm going to tell you something in this last part. Somebody profits from this. When we fight each other over black and white and we get triggered, that's the key thing, getting triggered. Stop letting people trigger you. Black guy, white guy fighting. Always something racism. Always something. They can't just have a disagreement. Always got to be something racist. Police pull up on somebody, happen to be black, Hispanic, or whatever. Guy ain't listening, whatever. They pull him out the car. He resisting the arrest. They grabbing on him and all this other stuff. Always something racist. Always something racist. And that's the thing that's funny. If white cops was the ones that beat up Tyree Nichols, pay attention. It would be real, real big news. Real, real big news. It would be bigger than it is now. But because black people did it, and we so used to black on black crime, even though they were boys in blue, this thing is somewhat went like this. I'm like the only person that really still talking about that, because that was appalling to see that, especially from us. Somebody's profiting when you get triggered. When you get triggered, somebody's profiting. It's like nowadays they can do something out here, and all of a sudden they can make people protest and predict what they're going to do. People pull the strings a lot of times, especially with the media. You gotta be careful out here. Stop letting people trigger you. See things for what they are. Don't look at the action, look at the reasoning behind the action. That's all I got to say, man. While we fighting over black and white and purple and yellow, somebody's always making green. You remember that. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.